returned from a bit of hiatus due to
From,
my personal obligations.
from the dead, you mean?
Dead obligations.
Oh,
It
for
all.
yes, welcome everyone. Got Destruction Lord Zach here, and with my assistant Moro here doing the chat for me and pass on this message. And with me once again is one and the only Sephiroth. What's up, Sephiroth? It's been a while, and I had to find your ass.
Well, I'm not that hard to find, but yes, I have returned from a good hiatus.
Would you care to tell the viewers why? I mean, for all you wondering what I've been doing, it took me forever to find this guy. Because let's just say he went to like this wormhole, and it took me like what you call a century to find him in a different dimension. So, what the hell were you doing in those wormholes?
Pretty much taking a gander of the sights, if you will.
Were you
Honestly, I don't know.
There's
just a lot to see.
Were you planning doing cheap shots on Cloud? Is that what you're gonna do?
You could say that. You could say that there were just some other things that caught my attention.
Were you
That
planning?
needed a bit of destruction.
Yes, you better not be planning on betraying me.
I wouldn't even if I tried.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I had sources telling me you went through a wormhole, and I guess I fooled your plan.
Yeah, something like that. But who knows? Who even keeps track of this stuff anyway?
So far, just me. But anyway, we got things to talk about for everyone, and yes, this is what you will call just chatting.
Basically.
In
a way, we could also make this like a talk show too.
I was gonna say, ain't that right? Because we do have a lot of things to talk about, like movies and things that happened in the past, and a certain someone who needs help.
Actually, yeah.
What?
That is true.
I know, we got a lot of things to talk about. Since the last time we did this, we got lots to talk about. And by the way, I was able to get my partner in crime, Sephiroth, to do Vtuben. And he, so far as I understand, he likes this.
I mean, sure, it's not the best thing, at least to me, but it's still, well, whatever floats people's boats nowadays, I guess.
I mean, it is pretty popular, and I can see why.
Right.
So
actually, Mr. Zach, if you will, I kind of want to direct your attention to what I'm now going to call the Wheel of Misfortune, to go ahead and let the wheel decide what our topic will first be, and so on and so forth.
Actually, I already got one picked already. I hope you would I hope you forgive me.
Well, I'm still gonna spin the wheel just for the shit of it.
Okay, and here's the first topic. Sorry, I didn't mean to have that image over you. And yes, your eyes doesn't deceive you. It is the Harry Potter cast. Is there something we should tell the people out there?
Oh, right. Okay. So, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. The reason why we're discussing the good old lore, well, no, I don't know if I said lore.
A plot.
The good old plot when it comes to the Harry Potter franchise. There have been speculations, and of course, I've been hearing about this myself, especially with, I think his name is Daniel Radcliffe, who is, for those of you that don't know, is the main character of the Harry Potter franchise, which of course he's Harry Potter.
Indubitably.
But rumor has it according to what he was saying, is that there may be another type of series coming in the Harry Potter saga, but however, it might end up being not the movies, but instead it's going to be more like a TV series. So it may stream on Peacock or HBO Max, however they're doing it nowadays.
Well, I heard that they're making this like a movie, but I think the last movie they did wasn't it like back in 2012 or something like that?
Who knows? I mean, it just kept going back and forth so much. But it's also just like, who knows anymore?
Yeah, that's true. I just think that, I feel like they should just... I heard that Warner Brothers are trying to get the original cast back together.
Well, I'm sure they would love to get most of the cast back together, but I also do understand due to a few handful of actors have sadly passed on and are no longer with us, such as the late great Hagrid. I can't remember his
actually
name right now.
If you recall from the last movie, Hagrid didn't get killed.
No, but I'm saying like the guy that played him that passed away.
Oh, right. That's right.
That's why.
I forgot all about that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sad, but sad. I mean, it wouldn't be the same.
It really wouldn't. So I really don't know what they would do, even if they were to bring the Harry Potter saga back again, even if they wanted to, because it would be a whole lot different. Not to mention, now that Harry Potter and his mates now have families, and now they have kids now taking over their places, going to Hogwarts and everything, who knows what will happen?
Well, I don't know about that, but all the main characters, as far as I know, like characters like Emma Watson, they don't have like families. I mean, they have spouses, but not families as of yet.
Did you not see the final scene in the Harry Potter movie?
Oh, you're talking about that? Oh, you're talking about that. I thought you were talking about like in real life.
No, yeah.
Okay, that's where I got
I'm
confused.
keeping it in the Harry Potter lore, yeah. I'm keeping it all in the Harry Potter thing, but yeah.
Oh yes, yes. It would be interesting. The cursed child. I mean, if you recall from the very first Harry Potter movie, Dumbledore did say there are many ways that Voldemort could come back. So, would the cursed child mean could the child be cursed and Voldemort's new oaths? Kind of like the thing with Bakura and Yu-Gi-Oh! Having the Million Ring, like possessing people basically, and then take control of their bodies.
Right.
I mean, if you
could go either way.
I mean, don't forget, Dumbledore did say that from the ending of the very first movie. There are many ways Voldemort can return.
Who knows? I think they did finally kill off Voldemort. Think about it, but who knows?
I mean, Voldemort did die when he was killing Harry's parents, and he did die. He just came back. And he just took like Professor Krill's back skull until he finally got only temporarily body, but now he's just a wandering spirit again.
Well, it's also up to J.K. Rowling because she technically does own the rights to all the lore and everything. So we really have to see what her take will be.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, if she would ever watch it, I don't know why she would. But I'm just saying that I'm just going to what happened in the first movie. That's all.
Let's just. I mean, yeah. All I'm gonna say is let's just hope that if they do, can't talk. They do bring the series back. That they just keep true to the stories, I guess. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying, it's a possibility,
Right.
And I mean, like, who knows when the movie comes back? There could be some problems because remember there was a love triangle, between Ron, Harry, and Hermione until they finally worked things out, and then Voldemort still thinks that he can come back and ruin that love triangle again, and now it's gonna be a love square now because now there's four are like engaged kind of thing.
Ah, true. Well, because they were all trying to find the Horcrux, apparently.
That's what I was talking about from the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And those were the final movies, but I'm just saying that it could be like a love triangle, not triangle, but square now. Let's not forget it. Let's not forget it. Harry did marry Ron's sister, and he could temper that to make Harry more alone again.
One can hope.
I mean, I'm just basically saying the fact that anything is possible.
I won't disagree with you there.
So, it can be a possibility. It's up to the creator of the books, but I'll just simply say it's a possibility of the movie called Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Because the cursed part, someone would have to put a curse or. Ain't curse basically another way of saying possess in a way, like a curse spell?
Yep. It could mean a lot of different things, especially in the wizarding world. So, and also, if you think about it too, for those of you that probably already know about it and possibly playing it right now, they did already come out with a game, Hogwarts Legacy, which has been quite a great game from my knowledge, because I recently bought it and I played the shit out of it.
I'm assuming.
And what's funny about it?
I was gonna say, I'm assuming you're playing it on your PC or something.
I am.
I thought so.
And it's funny though, because there are a couple of characters that have the same last name as like the main characters we all know. So it does kind of raise some questions. Is the game basically based off, like, I don't want to say off the movies or the books, but is it more along the lines talking about things that happen after everything with Harry Potter? Like, is this basically what the Cursed Child is? Because think about it, we're playing as a kid who just is about to go into his, I think it was his 5th or 4th year. And they're able not to, spoiler alert, anyone, is able to see old magic things that not many other wizards and witches can see. Which does kind of make you think.
And let's not forget, there are so many unforgettable curses. Like, I think the curse would be coming from Hermione Granger. We forgot Bellatrix Strange did do. I mean, for all we know, it could be not just be the writing she did on her arm. For all we know, she could do a lot more things to her that we don't know of. Remember the torture?
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot that happened, or there's a lot that could be thrown around for like the next Harry Potter series and everything. But I'm more of those type of people that like to wait and just see if like all that speculation, the rumors are true, and then if they actually do come out with a trailer, probably by the end of this year or next year, then I'll definitely start talking more about it. But at this point, it's all just speculation. It's all just getting people to talk in a way.
Yes, everyone's already talking about this movie, but they're not talking about the big picture. The main title of the movie is The Cursed Child. But for all we know, becoming from Harry, I mean, anything could have happened. Well, Harry, Ron, and Hermione were away from Hogwarts, and, you know, well, Ginny was exposed in Hogwarts, and for all we know, Voldemort could have ordered Snape to do something that, you know, Snape could be loyal to Voldemort. You know what I'm going with this.
I just really think that the game Hogwarts Legacy is basically what the Cursed Child is. Because again, we're now, to me, just from hearing that one of the professors is a Weasley, it does kind of make you speculate, is the game based off like beyond the future? So probably like when Harry is probably like an old man. I think the game really does tie into the movies and the books, but we just don't know how far. Heck, it might even be from the past too, but I don't know.
I mean, I still think something's gonna happen between Ron and Hermione. That's what I'm guessing.
Let's just wait.
Because you kind of guess that, you know, as evil villains, we can see, you know, Bellatrix Lestrange did do something. I mean, come on, in her backstory, she is wicked as they come, and she set the whole thing that, you know, villains like Voldemort could have a crush on, you know, and it definitely seemed like she definitely had a thing for Voldemort. Noseless bastard.
Hermione?
No, Bellatrix. Bellatrix
No, but she died, remember?
Yeah,
she did.
Bellatrix did, but I'm saying before she did die, I'm talking about the torture.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure she does have a thing for Voldemort, but think about it too, she already has a love interest already.
in Voldemort, yes.
Even though No. She actually did have a love interest if you read the books as well. They did kind of go on her backstory about how she fell in love with one of the other fellow members with Voldemort and everything else. I mean, I think we may have seen like a glimpse of him in the movie, but in the book, if you've read it, she's actually already in a relationship, but she also does have feelings for Voldemort as well, but she's just that devoted.
You know what, we're just gonna say this because he's dead anyways, but if you come back, but I don't care. We can get rid of Voldemort, but basically his real name is Tom Riddle. That's his real name.
Tom Riddle.
Yeah, Tom Riddle. But I'm just saying that I just hope it's not true. But as us evil villains, we know it's gonna happen.
We will see. We will see.
I mean, there could be a lot of things that why, you know, those about writing mudblood on her arm. I mean, for all we know, she could inject something in her. Bellatrix injecting something to Hermione. I mean, come on. I know that when you carve something on someone's arm, you tend to bleed, yes, but what if it's much more than that?
I mean, I've heard a lot of people say it's that, but I've also heard people also just saying like how Harry Potter's son, or even like his daughter, could even be the cursed child just because he has the scar. But who knows? Who knows how it's all gonna end up being? But all I gotta say is I'm just waiting until the next book comes out or the next movie comes out.
I know.
And I'll start speculating.
I know. I'm just saying, you know, there's a lot of people that, you know, Tom could have infected and put a curse in case something, his plan does go Right. I mean, yeah, they got rid of the Elder Wand. I know that for a fact that, Harry snapped that wand in half. So, and Tom and freaking Voldemort lost the war. Well, as far as we know, it could be the war. It could be the beginning of something else.
Anything can happen in the wizarding world.
I mean, expect the unexpected is what I'm saying, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know. I mean, as Mr. Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars says, evil is everywhere during that monologue of one of the Star Wars movies.
Right.
But is there anything you want to add before we get to the next topic?
Nope.
Moving
on.
All right, we're moving on. So yes, that was a little bit longer, but it's not just the Harry Potter we're going to talk about. There's other things I'm sure you all remember from the past, and it's time to bring this up. Which I'm sure all you already spectate this, and we're going to be talking about W related of this one individual by the name of Batista, basically. And yes, I'll fix that. I didn't think that was going to happen, so give me a second. Come on, mouse. There we go. Alright, fixing that. I didn't think it was going to be that big image. There we go. Yes, this guy right here. Batista. So basically, if you all remembered back in 2010, there was a story rivalry between John Cena and Batista. The things that Batista says, everything that Batista said about John Cena, about how Cena got all this fame, the torch was passed from Stone Cold Steve Austin to him. There's some truth to that. I mean, John Cena, he hogged all the fame to himself. And he basically made sure Batista didn't rise to fame, like get into the same deals as Cena. And I feel like that's BS. Cause let's be real here. Cena is a tool. He and Randy Orton are basically the same. They're tools. They're basically douches. But as far as the in-ring careers, I'm not gonna take away credit from them. I mean, Batista, Cena, and Orton, huge respect what they do in the ring, but as far as the real life goes, Cena and Randy are total douchebags. I just thought I'd point it out there that no disrespect to all you guys, Randy Orton and Cena. I know how much it's important to you to stay famous, but you can't be famous forever. And there's only one good reason why I'm famous. It's because the hands of time. And time is a douche. Is there anything you want to add? Well, all that I just said, is there anything you want to add?
I've never really been a fan of John Cena, Randy Orton, and Batista. I mean, Batista, I mean, back when I first knew like what he was capable of, especially outside of Evolution during those days, he did seem like he was a good wrestler, and of course, he was probably like in the eye, according to the eyes of Vince McMahon, the type of fetish he was into. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, like back in 2010, I barely kept up with WWE as much as I do now. Just because I was just taking a bit of break from WWE, because the stories were just getting like too like overbearing and just like boring and repetitive over and over because they had the same rival over and over. So I guess I can't really say much of what was going on with Batista and John Cena. But I do know for a fact, just by watching that WrestleMania match, that was like the only time I ever kept up with it during 2010 and 2011. Before I came back to WWE, I would just mostly watch WrestleMania, and I do recall just watching the promo package of what was going on, and Batista was basically, if scripted or not, did seem like he was throwing about a lot of beef at John Cena just because he was getting more of the fame and recognition than what he did, because they both won the top
Yeah.
championships at
Yeah.
WrestleMania 21 back in, I think it was 2005.
Championships. John Cena became the first WWE champion between them, and Batista defeated the mighty Triple H. I mean, nothing against JBL, but Triple H seems to be more top guy than JBL.
Oh, he was, but I'm sure however politics work be
in the WWE world, we're not saying politics in general. I mean politics in WWE. I'm sorry.
John Cena was definitely like on the rise anyway.
Yeah, sorry.
Because whoever, I don't know if it was Bruce Pritchard or just like Vince McMahon himself, someone along Vince's lackeys decided to be like, hey, let's go ahead and ignite the flame that is John Cena and see how it goes. Because if you remember hearing about it, Zach, that John Cena was basically close to being fired during his first rodeo in WWE just because he had nothing to really latch on to when it comes to the fans.
I do remember that. I do remember that story that Vince did came close to firing him, but it was really Stephanie that saved his career, basically.
Because she knew that, of course, not to.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not even gonna get into that, but
yeah.
So they gave him one last shot, and he owned it, and now he's basically the greatest superstar of all time.
Let's put it this way: Stephanie Cena and John Cena, just like Vince McMahon saw in Mark Calloway, known as AKA The Undertaker, and she called it right. I mean, Cena did pull off his own.
Well, here's the thing too: the WWE was kind of losing a lot of ground just because they didn't have another Stone Cold Steve Austin, they didn't have another Rock. All they had were just of course, The Undertaker, Triple H, but they could only go so far in their careers and what they wanted to do. They've done everything under the sun, so it's not like they had to prove anything, which is why Mr. McMahon called it with the aggression, because he wanted to see if there was someone beyond Triple H and The Undertaker or anyone that were still there to prove to the world, including WWE, that they could go beyond the levels of Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, and no one couldn't really fathom or match those critiques until John Cena and Batista, Randy Orton came to the ranks.
Oh yeah,
but only one of them could go on to the top, and of course that was John Cena.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying that, I'm just basically saying that, well, let's not forget, Batista, Cena, Orton, Shelton Benjamin, and Brock Lesnar had one thing in common, and they all went to, and that is, they went to the same thing as an OVW. The difference is Brock Lesnar got the call to join SmackDown early. And he got recognized by Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman saw something in him, much like how he did with CM Punk and all these other people. He probably got a lot of eyes on, but mostly his more well-known affiliates were with Brock Lesnar and CM Punk, which is what Brock Lesnar did.
Yeah. And the thing is, I just feel like, here's the thing. Batista, during one of his interviews, he got real friends in the ring, and the friends are Triple H and Ric Flair. And when he got to SmackDown, his real life friend was, good rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. Because as soon as Eddie Guerrero passed away, my God, Batista was bowling his eyes out Eddie Guerrero passed away.
I mean, yeah, I'll never forget that night because I was definitely a huge Eddie Guerrero fan because he was a fellow Mexican, so much like myself. And there weren't that many Mexicans in the WWE
Well,
besides like Rey Mysterio
I was gonna
and
say,
Eddie Guerrero.
I was gonna
No,
say,
I'll never count out Rey Mysterio. He'll always be my favorite wrestler, but I still feel like Eddie Guerrero definitely got more respect in
yeah.
the Latin community. Um, and yeah, that definitely um put like a cloud over the WWE because he gave so much to the company. And if he was still alive today, I'm sure he would have had more great memories and championship accolades to add to his repertoire of success.
Basically,
But
basically, what I'm saying is that Batista seems like a cool guy outside the ring. It's just he's been dealt with a bad hand. I mean, people would rather have like John Cena, and it's like seriously, I think Batista deserves much more better. I mean, I bet you anything that Batista could pull it off easily of doing movies and doing WWE at the same time at that point. I mean, he didn't have to leave the company just to prove his point.
and here's the thing too, is that to kind of stay on top, but could kind of stir it in a different direction. CM Punk basically had the same exact feud with John Cena, but in a more serious personal level. And I'll kind of explain this to you because I don't know if you heard the podcast when he was with his former friend Cole Cabana. But basically, long story short, CM Punk he liked John Cena. He was like really to him he was like a great guy. They would get along. They would do their matches accordingly. But apparently, because John Cena is John Cena, he
Yeah.
felt like CM Punk basically is the reason why there was more eyes outside of the WWE watching the product. It wasn't only John Cena because it takes more than one person to like, of course, run the ship and all that. And I know like how much like CM Punk said, John Cena has like all this thing about the Make a Wish and how he has like all done all these Make a Wish. CM Punk did more of them than what John Cena ever did. No matter how like well renowned it was, but of course John Cena just got more recognition because again it's John Cena. So it wasn't just Batista that got like hate on John Cena. It was also CM Punk, which why CM Punk also left it because he couldn't handle the disrespect he was given. Not to mention because he was working with like not a tumor, but just like a really bad pain on his back that could have killed him. And it was just a lot of inflammation, pain, and exhaustion that they put on their WWE superstars, which causes them to either like really think about like their careers, which is why they either quit or get fired and then go ahead and go do something else.
I just feel like, you
Which is
know,
why we have AEW.
yeah, I just feel like, you know, uh, both Cena and Reno thinks they got fans and WWE balls. No. They're famous because of WWE, and the only reason WWE is famous is because of one man, The Undertaker. Because if you recall, if it wasn't for Undertaker, they wouldn't have the upper hand against WCW and the on Monday Night Wars. I mean, Undertaker could have jumped shit with WWE at the time. No, he was loyal to Vince because Vince saw potential in the Undertaker. Like I said earlier, he stayed with the WWE, and WWE wouldn't have been, like I said, wouldn't be famous if it wasn't for the Undertaker. So basically, the reason Randy Orton and John Cena is famous that they are of this moment is because of Undertaker.
Well, not just that, and actually, Zach, if you ever heard or watched the YouTube video when The Undertaker was on Joe Rogan's podcast show, the reason why he also stayed in WWE for so long wasn't just because, he was loyal to Vince, it's because of how he was raised by his parents. If it wasn't for his parents to technically embed in his mind and set to stay loyal to one person. So basically, like the way his dad explained to the Undertaker was like the damn, I'm not trying to remember how he said it, but I mean, you guys can watch it on Joe Rogan's podcast. But basically, he just said something in regards that like really motivated him to stay in WWE,
Yeah.
which of course gave us what we all respect of the Undertaker today, which was why everyone refers to him as like the locker room general, or however they call him. So basically, anything that if the Undertaker likes you, then you'll basically get good reports from Vince McMahon, and then you'll end up being a good superstar.
Yeah, I can understand, but still, you know, for people playing big shots and not giving credit where credit is due, like Batista, I think Randy and Cena has forgotten the only reason that Randy's there is because of Triple H pushing them to be the best, first of all. Second of all, like we just talked about John Cena's career, that, you know, if it wasn't for 70, he would have been fired a long time ago, so they need to get their acts together and remembering why they're still there to begin with.
Actually, what are your thoughts to kind of stay on the wrestling topic? What are your thoughts then on Roman Reigns being the next top guy in WWE?
If that would actually happen, and I'm assuming it's already starting, I would say what would definitely give it more of an edge, which I can see that happening, by the way, is if The Rock gave him that extra push that he needs. Like, if it was The Rock versus Roman Reigns.
Well, The Rock doesn't really need to come back to WWE. I mean, he's already like popular even beyond WWE. He's basically made himself more famous than anything could ever WWE ever do for him. So it's not like The Rock really needs to be in WWE anymore, unless like he really wants to. But when it comes to like, of course, helping out his cousin, which is Roman Reigns, I could see that. But it's really just up to what happens, and of course, like how busy The Rock is. Who knows? And I'm sure The Rock would love to come back every so often, but I know he's also got other projects he works on. Not to mention, he wants the company to thrive even without him, because he can't do WWE things forever.
Yeah. But I think...
And if you haven't... No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you know, I think that, you know, people like Roman Reigns and other famous superstars, I think they just need to realize that, hey, I mean, they need to take, if they need to know how wrestling business actually should, it shouldn't be just right on teaching the ropes of everyone. I think Undertaker, Mark Calloway should be like, help train them in NXT, like help Will Regal and Triple H, you know, train the new evolution of stars.
Which is why they had the Performance Center in NXT. I mean, the Performance Center, as of late, it hasn't really gotten much use, just primarily due to COVID and all that, and all those pandemic regulations. But it is slowly but surely returning to its normal state as it once was, and bringing like future superstars into the mix. But the other thing is too, and this is just from what I heard, Zach, and what I've read, is that the Performance Center isn't really making the superstars as they claim to be. Because most of the superstars that you normally would see coming into WWE, they've already been established, but because WWE is trying to make like this thing like where they're trying to be like the NFL or the NBA, where they gotta go through like all this training camp and crap.
Which,
it's like...
Which, by the way, whatever happened to Tough Enough? I mean, why do we need NXT? I mean, Tough Enough was doing...
Actually, here's the thing though, Zach, because I know you don't really keep up with the product as much as you used to. NXT is actually a great idea to introduce people to like all these superstars. Tough Enough, yes, it had its place in history, bringing like these superstars, but if you think about it, those people that won Tough Enough were kind of not good. At
Yeah,
least with the Performance Center and NXT, they're
actually,
slowly bringing in like these newer superstars. Not
actually,
like to the
uh,
point where like they could be like champions, but they're just introducing us.
actually, that's not 100% true. If you recall, a certain someone did come from Tough Enough, and he's still in WWE to this day, and I'm sure you know him very well. The Miz. He was from Tough Enough.
As a runner up, though, he wasn't the winner. He was a runner
No,
up.
but he did come from Tough Enough. It's which should
He
still
did.
count.
He did, but that's what I'm saying. It's rare though that they bring those people that were on Tough Enough, just because they do background checks now to make sure that they're still the same, that they can still do what they do in the ring. But NXT, like I said, Zex, like I said, I know you don't keep up with the product. NXT slowly introduces the world to like these newer superstars, and so far the NXT roster that we see now, such as like our fellow Davenport Iowan, Seth Rollins. He came from NXT, and look at how great he's been doing in WWE. Everybody knows who the hell he is, and he's like an amazing superstar from. I'm from. I mean, you're here too, but you don't live here anymore.
Oh yeah.
Roman Reigns came from NXT. Charlotte Flair came from NXT, and look at how successful of a superstar she is from NXT. So NXT does have a handful of great superstars, but it's just how they develop them.
I mean, yes, but also, I mean, there's no reason to get rid of ECW when you could just have NXT working alongside, like have two programs that we can have more generation superstars being that way. I mean, yeah, I know ECW was like. But the problem is, when it first came back, it did set the new landslide of the WWE. The rates was going up, yes, but because it's PG nonsense, they can't do like lighting the tables and all that wonderful stuff. But then it just went downhill because of PG. They should just go back up to the way it used to be.
Well, a lot of people want that for the WWE. Everybody's always said that, hey, I wish we could go back to the Attitude Era or go back to when things were like crazy and everything. But you got to also think about it in today's modern perspectives. Not everything could go that way just because of how inappropriate it is nowadays. Like, no one would even approve of it anymore just because of how crazy it is. And it's not only that, but because the type of networks the WWE is with. Like, I know for a fact that like USA and like Fox that they're with now would definitely be like, well, we would love to bring back the Attitude Era, but we also want it to be like kid friendly, and that's basically WWE's main thing is like kid friendly. I don't know why.
Since when does wrestling have to be kid friendly? If you recall, there's still wrestling shows to this day that goes like places like the bars and everything. Because I remember those still being around, being a thing.
Well, that's outside of the WWE though. Like,
Yeah,
if you go to Impact.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there's still wrestling shows that don't follow that, like outside of TV.
Yeah, but WWE is basically like the biggest brand in wrestling, though.
Yeah, that's
And it's, of course, it's gonna follow who's paying them the most. Of course, they're gonna do what they're told. Whoever's paying them the most money. If they want them to start showing more kid-friendlier segments or whatever, they're gonna do it, no matter what. It's basically with WWE. It's all about the money, because once they got all the money and now they're like in Wall Street.
I still think
what more do they have to prove?
I still think it's a lie. It's like Batista said before he left. Like his own words, not mine, but his words is like, okay, this wrestling is too damn, like effing PG. It's what he's getting at is like it shouldn't be PG. It's not the way he used to go through. That's not why he joined WWE. He liked the
actually.
He liked the things the way he liked the way the things were back then.
And speaking of that, another thing that actually made me kind of like laugh, but also be like, "Wow, I can't believe you said that," was when the Undertaker, going back to what he said on Joe Rogan's podcast, and this is just from what the Undertaker said, that the locker room now, like back then, like yeah, it was pretty rowdy. Like you had to fight for your place in the WWE. Nowadays, everybody's like all buddy buddy and like playing video games. Like basically, it's been like a kids area, is like what the Undertaker said, which really made me laugh.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's true though.
yeah.
And I do agree with the Undertaker. Like it's fine that like yeah, like behind the scenes, like yeah, they're buddies, but then once they get into the ring, like the cameras are rolling, they're enemies. And I get it. It's entertainment. But if the locker room's just basically becoming like a how the Undertaker said, like a kids room or whatever, then it's like, wow, then what the hell are you doing?
Actually, real talk in real life, I have a friend that he thinks that, like me, like I do, that WWE should never have been PG to begin with. It should just stay with PG-13.
I agree, and
because the reason is, yeah, WWE is the spirit brand to this at this day, but companies like AEW can slowly come up, because think about it, they do have John Moxley, who used to be Dean Ambrose. They have like other superstars came from WWE joining them, basically. And it's like, I don't want to put it too bluntly, but I think if they get the stories right and learn from WWE's Attitude Era, they can easily surpass WWE. Easily.
It's gonna take a lot though, because much like I've heard over the years, WWE is too big to fail, and no one could ever top what WWE has done over the years, because they've been around way longer than all these other wrestling companies, unless, if by some miracle, because of course I do know for a fact that the NWA has still been around more longer than WWE, but it's not as thriving. Like they don't have like the financial backup like WWE does. But they could. But they also want to keep things pure wrestling, not like all this entertainment crap. So it really just depends on how much longer the WWE will thrive. And I'm not saying it's gonna end by next year or whatever. It's always gonna succeed because, of course, look at the ratings that they do for WrestleMania. WrestleMania is like the top seller.
Well, yeah, until something comes along and they get the perfect storylines. I mean, for all we know, an AEW or anything like that could have like a match in their top thing, like WrestleMania, be identical to what happened between The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's gonna be a miracle or rare if we ever did come to that again.
I mean,
just from seeing the roster in AEW, I have no like negative things to say about it. I do bet that there are some hidden rivalries we may not know that'll happen yet. They'll definitely be like the next Rock and Stone Cold.
Yeah. I mean, for all we know, we could have like another Triple H and The Undertaker of that same WrestleMania event.
I wouldn't put it past them. But we also just don't want everything to be like how it was in WWE. The world does also want AEW to have like its own thing.
Yeah.
That makes them unique and be like, oh yeah, that makes them more different than WWE. And that's just how I would see it too.
You know, when before Triple H turned heel and completely sold out, as people would call it. Remember when Vince said that WWE is not a blood sport? That made me laugh. I'm sorry, that made me laugh when he said WWE is not a blood sport. This has come from the same man that put people like Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H himself, The Rock, Undertaker, and so on and so forth through hell. And this is also the same man that had a match with his own daughter. Are you kidding me?
It all has to do with money, man. And whoever is giving WWE that recognition.
And at the same time, Brock Lesnar is back. It's like, seriously, blood sport. You're basically using human bodies like they're broken piece of meat. So sooner or later, when they're fresh, they're gonna be broken piece of meat. It's like you're gonna prepare to be like a steak, get it nice and juicy and tender, and then there you go, it's broken down.
It's just like any other sport, basically. They are getting to that point where they are almost like the NFL, and I do hope that they do succeed as they continue on and on. And of course, now I don't know if you heard, Zach, but well, I guess you did because you did send me a link on that. WWE is in the process of being bought by a different company.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, and here this is just from what I've read, Zach. I don't know if you heard anything. Apparently, Disney was considering buying WWE just because they do know how they're back. They were in the past, but now they've quote unquote matured, and now they're being more like kid friendly about it. Disney was almost thinking about buying WWE. However, now there's like this organization in Saudi Arabia who is financially secured, and they could basically buy anything. They're probably more financially secure than Disney, for all I heard. But they were considering, or are still considering, buying WWE. But however, because there are a handful of superstars that are basically not well liked in Saudi Arabia, is what's really like making them decide back and forth whether they want to go with it or not. Otherwise, WWE may just be bought out by NBC Universal, which is the same company that owns NBC, Universal Studios, and all that. I would rather see them be bought by them than any other company. Because if they went to Disney, I would hate for them to say like stuff like, "Oh yeah, and check out what's on Disney Channel now or Disney Plus," and it's like, dude, this is not what WWE is supposed to be.
Actually, for those who doesn't know this, there was one time that Disney. There was one time Disney tried. It was so close to actually buying WWE. It was like way back before you and I were born. It was when WWE was starting its own roots before the Monday Night Wars even begun, and it was never PG-13. Let's put it this way. It was really PG back then, and Disney was in
they called that the golden era, but yeah.
Yeah, the Disney came very close purchasing it, but as soon as they entered into the Ruthless Aggression, not Ruthless, but Attitude Era, when they brought that out, it's like, nope, can't do that, nope.
Mm-hmm.
But
and it was, we're in a different time back then.
Yeah, but now that it is PG, now Disney's back on track of wanting to get it again.
And we'll see, because right now, nothing's been confirmed yet. They're still, because they're probably going to wait, probably by the end of this year anyway, because, of course, now, I don't know if you heard this, Zach, that the World Tower, whatever they call it, they're getting ready to move to a different location. So I think once they move into like their new location, their new offices and everything, I think that's when they'll really start discussing like, who do we want to buy us?
Actually, there's some bad news too. If they do sell the WWE company itself to another country, there's some bad news to that. Because you know the old saying that if someone buys it, they completely own it. They can do this. It's basically their property, and they have complete 100% rights to it.
Yep.
So what I'm getting at is they would never show WWE in the United States ever again. That's the they can always do that.
They could, but then again, that would just cause like a lot of havoc and a lot of like controversy, which is why, hence the reason why it's called WWE, World Wrestling.
Yeah, but it's like the it's like the same thing with Sony buying the rights to Spider-Man because it's their property now because they bought the rights. It's the same thing if Saudi Arabia bought WWE. It's going to be their property. They can do whatever they want.
Well, yeah, but when it comes to just like having the wrestlers be wrestlers, yes. But if they're gonna say like, okay, now we want you to advertise like our new, say like electronic or like new food item, of course they're gonna sponsor it and advertise it because of course they have to. The company that bought them tells them what to do.
You just reminded me of the CM Punk ice cream bars.
He actually did brought those back for one day when he returned to wrestling in AEW. He did give the whole entire stadium ice cream bars.
Well, I was talking about when he was trying to get new contract time with Vince McMahon. When he was still there, he's like, I want the company to bring back good old CM Punk ice cream bars.
And of course they didn't, but
yeah,
they did now.
And I'm just saying, there's been some rumors, internet rumors about other superstars in WWE saying that they'll quit. They'll automatically they would like buy their own contract out and leave WWE if they do sell to Saudi Arabia. So now WWE's on the second time going, okay, this is bad. No, we can't do that because then we won't have the good amount of money that we would have gotten from them if our superstars will just quit during the when we're doing the deal.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like before, like I know there was a company in Saudi Arabia that was very close to purchasing WWE. However, and I want to go ahead and say this out loud, because did you know that Sami Zayn is Muslim, which means he's basically not well liked in the Saudi Arabian community. Because
I think I saw that somewhere.
And he's basically one of the superstars that is basically telling the WWE or whoever, saying that if you sign with Saudi Arabia, then I'm going to be very upset and quit. Because, of course, they're basically saying that half of their superstars are probably like Saudi Arabian religion or whatever, which will kind of cause a bit of controversy and a lot of like racism. And I know that's why WWE keeps being like, well, hold on, before we sign off on these deals, let's kind of really think about who we're signing off with. And they're like, because I know they're always going back and forth, like, what if they do this? What if they do that?
That's why I'm saying they should just might as well sign with the cons.
And I guess I could see them doing that, but then again, it's also then there'd be no competition.
Well, the reason I say that because the cons did say that they'd be willing to work with the McMahons, so they did sign over to them. The main guy running AEW, the con, he did say that they'd be willing to do business with the McMahons and split it 50-50.
And I could see that, but then again, if you think about it too, Zach, where would we be if we didn't have competition?
Well, yeah.
That's one of the reasons why Tony Khan is thinking about because they already own like Ring of Honor.
Oh yeah.
And like.
Well, yeah, but I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just have to point this out. Like, why would Vince McMahon care? There's a reason why Vince McMahon himself came back and to do the selling, because no one is not above or beyond WWE, and the only company would actually did it, or two, back then was WCW and ECW. But since they're gone, I mean, now WWE's reigning supreme. So it wouldn't matter if they sold with AEW, but it'd be like a 50-50 split.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
There's still a lot of speculation though of who's gonna buy WWE. Like a lot of people have been saying that even Jeff Bezos was gonna purchase WWE just because he wants to put something on Prime Video that's like really worth like to watch. And I don't see, and I can see them doing that, but it's just also like, I don't know.
For all we know,
So there's still like a lot of plans on who wants to buy WWE.
For all we know, I think I saw somewhere on the list that, you know, a certain someone like Elon Musk could buy it.
I don't think he's really a wrestling fan though, so I wouldn't really see it, put it past him.
He was interested in Twitter until, for reasons beyond what we know, until after he took over the company.
Yeah, he's always been with Twitter though, but I really don't see him like really into wrestling. I mean, maybe he is, but I'm sure he doesn't really want to get involved in that kind of stuff right now because he's got enough already on his plate.
Yeah, you know, you mean like bit up more than he could chew, like what he did with Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Even though
I'm not even going to talk about that because there's a lot of people that still consider that just media scrum or media.
Yeah.
So I don't care anymore at this point.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like how Sweet Tooth, which you and I both know his real name, but Sweet Tooth is now taking it back now, realizing, oh, look at that. I've been telling Sweet Tooth this, that it's a bad idea. Because then you're going to be like, oh, it's a good thing, yeah. And then there's going to be some drawback going, I know, I studied Elon Musk, believe it or not. He's somewhat intelligent, but at the same time, he's not what we would call tech savvy. Well, not like social media kind of savvy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I've been trying to tell Sweet Tooth, but of course he got his wish granted. I'm not going to go into all the things he talked about, but basically, I'm just saying, you know, I think that he did himself wrong. He put himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he should have thought things through before he purchased it. Just because of a certain. I'm not going to go into the whole politics thing. I'm not going to break my own policy, but I'm sure everyone can spectate that. But I'm sure you know what I was going with.
I do.
So I'm not breaking my own policies, so that I basically.
By the way, money corrupts.
I was gonna say long term short. I think Batista was robbed of opportunities. Let's end that discussion. Batista got robbed by Cena, and his real friends was really Eddie Guerrero, Triple H, and Ric Flair. I doubt it. Randy Orton was his friend. I doubt Cena was his friend, to be honest.
Yep.
I mean, Cena's been trashing The Rock real life. I mean, if you remember that rivalry in story arc up between The Rock and Cena, that's actually, there's some real life truth to that. Cena,
I could see that.
Yeah, Cena is nuts. First he turned down Batista. Now he's trying to turn down The Rock. Like, are you serious?
There's no way he could though, because The Rock's already like a world-renowned like actor.
And there's a reason.
Dustin can do and say whatever he wants about The Rock, but The Rock's still gonna like make lots of money and like make lots of great movies.
And actually, to be fair, The Rock was first on Vince McMahon's top favorite list besides The Undertaker. It would go like The Undertaker, then The Rock, representing Vince McMahon. Because, I mean, there's some signs of that. First, it was like the fatal four-way match, elimination match between, you know, Triple H, Big Show, Mick Foley, and The Rock himself. You know, that whole the McMahon family squabble kind of thing at WrestleMania 2000.
Yep.
And, you know, of course, The Rock got screwed and Triple H got to hold the title belt in the end. And then, also, example number 2, The Rock was the last man standing against what used to be WWF, but WWE. It was basically WWE versus the Alliance, and The Rock was the last one standing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the feud between him and Jericho didn't help, and it was just The Rock once again face to face against Stone Cold Steve Austin until Kurt Angle ran down there, grabbed the championship, and ran down on Cold's face into it, and Rock, in the story arc, saved WWE.
Yep, I remember that.
So those are your two good examples that The Rock would be Vince's choice, number two, if Undertaker does not want to compete again. So those are your two examples. But Vince can't count on The Rock. There's been internet rumors that The Rock's been trying from some time now, talk to other wrestlers how they got out of their contracts from Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
And I think The Rock actually succeeded. That's why you don't hear from him. That's why you don't hear from him anymore in WWE. I mean, I guess he could do one last business with WWE to push Roman Reigns if Roman Reigns is serious by staying with WWE, but that's the only way I can see The Rock ever coming back.
Yeah. Well, they are going to be in Los Angeles this year for WrestleMania, so I mean, even if he makes a small appearance, I mean, who knows?
Oh, by the way, I'm sure you didn't see this, but did you know Edge himself, the Radar Superstar, has already made his announcement of his last match in WWE for permanently? He's actually announcing when his last match will be for good. Like, he'd be done for WWE.
I mean, we'll see what happens.
And basically, the way I read it, it will be at the next time around when WWE comes around to the Toronto, Ontario, Canada. That's where Edge wants to do his last match at. When WWE comes back around to it. Back at Toronto.
I can see that happening, but we'll just have to see what happens.
And Rey Mysterio is already making announcements of when his last match comes. And the way I read it, it would be WrestleMania. I think he said this year's WrestleMania would be him against Dominic. He wants his own son to end his career.
I could see that happening.
So, yep, the superstars we know are leaving. Oh, and also, there's one more superstar who wants his career to end, and you're gonna be shocked at this. It's Randy Orton.
Randy Orton, I mean, I can actually see that because he's put his body through a lot.
Yeah,
and I know
and if you haven't noticed, he has gotten a new injury, and he's been getting injuries left and right. But Randy Orton himself said he wants one last match in his career, and guess who he wants to end his career? John Cena.
We'll see.
Because
we will see.
I was kind of hoping to be him one more time with Triple H, but since we know Triple H is dealing with his own permanent injuries, remember that purple mark on his chest during his tag team match between him and Shawn Michaels, DX, D-Generation X versus the Brothers of Destruction?
Yep.
Yeah, Triple H is not in that shape anymore. He's done, and we even saw him putting his wrestling boots in the ring.
Oh yeah, well actually it was really mainly from his cardiac arrest that he had.
That too. But as we all know, when your body gets really old, it takes the body a long time, a little bit longer. The more you age, the longer it's going to take for your body to help you recover from any injury, as we all know about that.
Mm-hmm.
And time has definitely took its toll on Triple H, so
Very.
And now it's down to Randy Orton. Randy Orton is a little bit younger than Triple H, but he has been dealing with injuries left and right. Did you? In fact, speaking of Randy Orton, did you know he came very close of dying one time?
Yep.
He overdosed on sleeping medication because he had problems sleeping.
Much like most superstars that just overdose on certain things, but yes, I'm well aware.
Yeah. It was not pretty, but more or less, I'm just saying that there's a lot of people leaving, and it's gonna be sad because basically Randy Orton, John Cena, Triple H, and all those superstars, all those from the early 2000s, they're leaving us. Mark Henry's gone, Big Show's gone, Undertaker's gone, Kane's gone, Edge is gonna be gone, Rey Mysterio's gonna be gone. It's even though if we do get a new generation of superstars, even though they work hard, not saying they don't, I'm just saying that they can't hold the mental like what we call veterans of the WWE could do.
Well, you never know, because some of them may not want to hold the mantle. Like, they want to do their own thing and make prove like their own legacy. And I wouldn't put it past them, because I mean, no one wants to like see another Stone Cold Steve Austin and all that stuff. They also want superstars to do like their own thing and make put like their own mark on the business.
Well, I don't know why they can't, because if you recall, there was another person besides Stone Cold Steve Austin who drinks beers and doing a lot of things in ECW. And the superstar's name was the Sandman. If you recall.
He would always he wasn't always drinking. He was also like smoking cigarettes primarily too.
Yeah,
a lot of people would think that.
But when he came down, he would have like a beer on him. So that's like ECW's version of Stone Cold Steve Austin in a way.
I still thought he was cool though, no matter what.
Yeah, he would come down and he would have he would have those sticks coming with him.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, it's like the old style wrestling is dying. I mean, I would be watching it to this day, not kid you, but considering the fact that Stephanie and Triple H would not work things out with Shane in real life and like make him a part thing, I think that was just a real sad right there. I mean, I get it's
time changes people.
No, actually, it's been that way like forever. The rivalry between Shane and Triple H and Stephanie, that was like a forever thing. I mean, in photos, yes, it does show they're hugging and they actually care for one another, but in reality, Triple H and Stephanie, they hate Triple H. They hate Shane with a passion.
I wouldn't put it past them.
I mean, yes, I think it's because Shane spent more time with Vince when he was a lot younger and knows how to run the company.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying the fact here, but so what would you say it's time to move on the next topic? I think we went a little bit overboard in the first one we did.
Way overboard. Yeah.
But okay,
on to the next one.
Yeah, so to end the Batista thing, Batista is not, I think 75% he was right about the WWE in his life. I'm not holding nothing against him to end this dispute. So I think Batista, I did not know your pain. I did not know who you were back then, like in real life, so I feel for you. Okay, so let's see. Alright, so the next topic, I need to spread this word, and I'm sure I was telling my guest here, Mr. Sephiroth, why I'm going to do this next one, and I'm sure that I can't do anything about it at this moment because I don't have the money. But what I can do is like what they suggested, and that's to spread the word. And that word is someone who is actually in trouble. And that word would be. Let's see if I can get this pop out. If I can get this going. I think I might have to make it a little bit bigger, I think. Oh, yep. There it goes. Took it a second. Okay. Alright, so as everyone knows, it's I'll put the link in the description down below after this. Where to find this GoFundMe page. Okay. So basically the way it seems that Andrew 21, she okay, so if I can remember the story, let me read this. I think it'd be a lot better if I read this. So on the description on the GoFundMe page, it says that she put down that my sister has refused to move in with me, and then put a few dots there after the me. And I have no family to turn to. My sister was the only one who I had left to ask for help. I am now close to being put on the street, so yeah. And let's see, I'm considering moving. If you could help me of any way. Oh, wait, hold on. Oops. Hold on, let me do something quick before I do anything else. No. Hold on, I gotta do something real quick. Okay, I had to close something up. So, okay, what was I? I'm considering moving. If you could help me do that, thank you so much. I have until the end of the month, but with my mental health on a decline, I'm scared for myself and my current situation. So, let's see. So, okay, so basically, long story short, so I don't know how to drop this out. Alright, Sephiroth, here's the thing about this. I'm going to tell you where she lives at, basically. She lives in Canada.
Oh, good old Canada.
And as far as I understand what everyone's been saying, Canada, like, unlike the United States here, Canada does not have homeless shelters. They're not very too kind for those who are on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And she's doing this GoFundMe page so she can finish doing college, which, by the way, I can't support. I do support that 100% because she wants to finish college to write her book, and she wants to get that finished before she moves to the United States with her husband. So it's like, if you can spread this word around on Twitter or whatever, please do, but I'm doing this live broadcast. I mean, her and her husband both said that you can't do it, spread the word, but they didn't say how to do it. So you know what? I'm doing a live broadcast of it. So, Sephiroth, if you could spread the word to help her out, if you can't spare any money, like she said $1, $5, $10 doesn't matter as long as she gets the help.
Honestly, and I'm just speaking the truth, I don't even know who this person is, but I also do sympathize with what's going on just from what you were reading. Yeah. I mean, yes, being homeless does suck, and being like on the streets with no money and none of that.
I'll send you a link to her channel so you can know what she's actually pretty. She's got like one nickname that she calls herself the Booby Droid. Yeah. I mean, she's really good, and in fact, she's one of the top famous YouTubers, believe it or not.
I see.
She's pretty famous. If you want me to get technical, like how many subscribers she's got? She's got like 33,000 subscribers right now.
Well, she's not that famous then. I mean, if she's famous, then yeah, I would see her having like 3 million subscribers. I guess.
She's if she got like that many subscribers, she's more famous than both of us. I don't know what you're talking about. She's more famous than both. She's more famous than both of us combined.
Well, obviously, I mean, we barely scratched the surface.
Yeah, not even close. So that's what I'm saying. So if you give me a second, I'll send you a link to her.
Well, all I can say is, I mean, I hope she gets on her feet. That's all I gotta say.
And I just hope we can help spread the word over, and I'll send you a link to her YouTube channel so that way you can watch her stuff, so you can see what she's about. There you go, I sent you the link.
Got it.
So yeah, just watch any video, and in fact, she even tells you. I think she can tell you her story better than I could. But I mean, she really has gone through a hard time, and let me put it this way: she had to work her ass off, put her health on the line of putting food and shelter and clothes on her back, and she put in more enough of her health to enough that would put her in the hospital. Let's put it that way.
Right.
And this is just in Canada, by the way.
Well, no, I mean, this happens to everyone, and I'm sure like we do the same for everybody else.
Oh, and there's one thing that I had to say. You know what? I can stretch out my policy just a little bit, just this one time. I just stretch out. So there's another YouTuber called Chloe McLeod that he basically what he said is what I completely disagree with, but I'm sure you might. I don't know. But let me finish it with this. When he put it out on the live stream of Falcon 21, when he said that everyone's struggling with money, and he's just going thanks to Joe Biden, I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? Everyone's struggling because Joe Biden. The only reason people are struggling is because people can't hold down a job.
Basically.
I mean, do you agree with that? I mean, go ahead and speak freely, but I don't know why people. I mean, I get that everyone's corrupted. I get that, but how is he responsible? According to the news, more jobs are created. So how is it his fault? That's where I'm confused.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead and put your 2 cents in. I'm just go ahead and say what you gotta say. I did say you can speak what you want this one time, but this is the only time I'm gonna say it. And no, don't even tell Sweet Tooth. Because you know him, he'll find something, negative to say. I don't recall him ever watching these things with us or anything. He's just doing his own thing. But go ahead and say what you gotta say.
All I'm gonna say is money makes a man, and that's a crime. I could say so much more, but that's all I gotta put it in perspective.
You might as well just say what you want to say, because I did say this is the one time only where you get to say what you want to say. So basically, this is like so basically what I'm saying is this is the only freebie I'm doing. So I'm going past my own policies just this one time, and that's it.
Very well. Fuck the government.
You do realize, remember when you criticized Sweet Tooth saying that he needs to roll a joint? You do realize there could be people watching us after you just said that.
At this point, I mean, am I wrong?
I mean,
things lately in the government have been very, very controversial lately, especially like in the White House, but also in the Congress buildings and the Supreme Courts. A lot of people have just been throwing a lot of shade on Joe Biden, and honestly, I can care less of what people say about any president, no matter if it's Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, anyone.
well,
It's all just the same speculations over and over, and I'm just getting to the point where like I just can't I just don't give a damn anymore because politics and anything in the news platforms is all advertisement.
Yeah.
That's just how I see it.
And actually, did you know Canada's politics is a lot worse than what we're dealing with over here?
I know.
And I
I'm well
mean,
aware.
I like how people are saying, "Oh, we're not getting this. We're being treated unfair." Like, yeah, well, how about you take it from 21's for that situation, and you tell me what's unfair?
Yep.
I mean,
I'm well aware.
consider that her boss has basically fired her for no reason because she worked her ass off, and they just fired her for no apparent reason. And she was damn good, doing a good job at her job, you know.
There's just like a lot of corruption in this country or in this world that nobody has the balls to say that there's something wrong. But everybody's always saying that the government's gonna fix it or that or nobody's perfect. Of course nobody's perfect, but if you're just gonna keep lingering on and blaming other people about problems instead of taking the blame for yourself, then yeah, there is something wrong with you and
Oh,
you're correct.
oh yeah.
That's basically all I'm
Oh, by the way, you want to hear something funny, real quick? I uh, I had both my microphones turned on at the same time. I forgot to mute one of them throughout this entire time.
saying.
So everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, we're gonna hear echo." For those who follow me for this long, I apologize. So I got that fixed. So I just thought I'd point that real quick. So I sincerely do apologize. So unprofessional. So yes, my bad.
Anyway,
No one's
that's
not
part of
perfect,
it.
damn it. No one's not perfect, damn it.
That's what I just said. Though no one is perfect, but yet sometimes that's just what makes us human.
You know, I like how you said that. You know, since we're going on subject, everyone's saying that, oh, Joe Biden does this, Joe Biden did that. Well, you know what? No, he's not perfect. Well, except for one individual, but he's not. But everyone thinks of him as God. But I'm not gonna say a name.
Either way, it is what it is. At the end of the day, people can say what they want because, of course, that's in the Constitution. But it's also like you also just need to understand that not everybody else is gonna agree with whatever we're saying. Like, if you're just gonna go ahead and just belittle everything we're saying, then what's the point of even being in this country if you don't believe in it?
And it's like people just taking away your right to say what you how you really feel. It's like that's not how that works here.
Very true.
Everyone has the right to say what they want to say. Whether
Hmm.
whether you agree with it or disagree it, you can't turn them down saying that, oh, you're a traitor. Look at that.
I'd rather be a traitor than a sellout at any day.
Yeah, I know. Be a sellout is like really bad. But yes, if all you can help out 21, I give her $1 or 5 or whatever. I'm sure she'd be really appreciated. I think the last time I saw her GoFundMe, I think she's up to 1,310 basically. The goal to
But
rate.
still a good.
Yeah, but the goal for to raise the money is 3,000, like a little over $3,000, because I guess everything. Well, actually, you know what? I don't guess. I think I still believe that in Canada it's really expensive. Call
Well,
it.
in any country, things are gonna be expensive.
Oh, and also I forgot to add this. She's like 3 months behind rent. That's how bad her situation is.
Well, my curiosity now is what did she do to get into the situation?
It's what I just told you. She basically got fired for no apparent reason. They just tossed her out like, nope, you're done, because she proved that she can hold her own. She can work by herself, and she's done it so many times. And she put her, like I told you, she put her own health on the line. So enough to put her in the hospital.
I see.
It's what I just told
Just
you.
making sure. Well, I'm just making sure I heard it correctly.
So yes, so she, even I agree with her and her husband. She did not deserve that. That's actually pretty fucked up, actually.
Well, I guess I can't say anything because I don't know anything about Canada, but
I mean, I don't either, but I have studied like what's going on down there. I follow like the internet, what's going on, how
you
much
mean up there, not down there.
up there, down there. What does it matter?
Mm,
You little bastard. But still, point point being is that to be honest, in real life, in real talk, I can actually relate to her situation, and the reason is because sure, I didn't exactly put my health on the line or anything. I just know how get things done much easier. She did it the hard way, I did it the easy way. And you know the story I told you, I used to work at the grocery store and everything. Basically,
yep.
my former managers, they just want me to do everything. They just want me to do all the carts by myself because the kids today don't even know how to do it. They would stay out there for like 5-10 minutes to even get like the cart lobby full. They would do it like halfway and just goof off.
Mm-hmm.
And I got mad at like they get mad at me because they say that I can't do it. It's like, no, it's been like that by the time I got started going outside to get them. It's been like that ever since I got started, and they get mad at me. It's like, what the hell? So that's why I can say I can relate her situation.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact but the difference is between me and her is that I didn't get fired. I chose to leave. I just basically quit. Basically, there is a difference.
Mm-hmm. I know.
So her getting fired because she can pull off her own weight much easier. It's pretty fucked up.
It is.
It's like, are you?
And
I just think that
well, the thing is too, Zach. I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this out loud as being a very verbal person, especially for the disabled, such as myself and you, Zach. For the disabled people losing their jobs or getting wrongly fired is definitely hard because then it's like, what the hell do we do now? Like, we're very limited to what we can do in the real world because either nobody will accept us for who we are or nobody will like take us seriously or just to the point where like we can barely even get a job that we want or really need anymore.
let me
So
continue.
it's
I'm gonna continue that. Just hold on. Let's like end this 21 thing. So everyone, please support 21, and I'll send the link on the description down below, and several. If you would be so kind, you don't have to like send money to her way. Just like spread the word, basically, because I feel sorry for her, and yeah, she needs the help, like in a big way. Like if you would be so kind. I mean, it's up to you whether you want to donate to her or not. I'll put the description down below after this, but if you would be so kind to help her out, just basically just spread the word.
and if she even bothers watching what we're doing, if she even does hear about us, just I'm gonna go ahead and say, hey, how you doing? I'm not really. I can't say I'm a big fan 'cause I haven't seen your stuff yet, but I'm sure you have great stuff to what I hope. But I do hope things get better for you, and I hope things in the future will be wonderful. So this is just a message just in case she does like see our photo video, which I highly doubt she will, but still, you never know.
and she's basically doing her own thing, and she's never heard of us. She would watch like channels like Koi McLeod and Prince Vegeta and uh Abridge Goku, those other YouTubers and slash Twitch people. Besides, I mean, we're to her. I'm just saying this just because it's true. Because to her, we're like little people. I mean, I don't know her physically. I don't know her reality and personality, but I mean, I could be wrong. But right now, as far as the followers slash subscribers are concerned, we're just like little people at this point.
I think if, like I said before, if she gets to 1 million, then yes, I could see us being little people. But as of right now, we're still in the same category.
Actually,
Demandly.
actually, to be fair, as far as I understand, 33 is a pretty big number. I
It
mean,
is like
I
it
mean,
is enough to get like
I mean, let me put it this
uh,
way. Let me put it this way. I have seen her stuff, and let me put it this way. She is not a McJuggernuggets kind of a person.
mhm.
And you know who McJuggernuggets is, and it's like, yeah, she. If me saying that means that, yeah, she. I think she would rather be having in the 33,000s range than being millions, like freaking stupid ass McJuggernuggets. It still pisses me off to this day.
Sure.
I mean, come on.
Or maybe if I guess to me for Android 21, if she is like well known, then I want to see her collab with like say for example like Logan Paul or any of these like more renowned like, YouTubers. Then I'll definitely take her more seriously.
Actually,
But as of right now, I still think of her like just as one of us.
let's be real here. Like you stated, let's be real. 33,000 is a lot of people. I mean, that's still a lot more than what you and I both combined. I mean, she's one of the
It
big.
is. I'm I'm not saying like 300,000 isn't enough, but it's still like in the mid range. Let's how about that? It's in the mid range. So she's like in the middle
I was
of
just.
like
I was trying to put a hint there, going be respectful, man. I mean that does take up a lot of hard work and dedication.
it does.
I mean,
I won't put it past you. It does.
I mean, she took acting classes, so yeah, respect, man.
I do.
So now that that's out of the way, I'm just pointing this out. But you do know part timers and the jobs has increased. By the way, last time I left to a grocery store, that grocery store at Hy-Vee I left. When I left there, you can get like between $14 to $15 an hour. It has been, it did increase, and people can blame this to Joe Biden. I don't care, but guess what? You can start working and shut up.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
But all in all, Mr. Lord Destroyer, I am getting to the point where like I'm about to close my eyes and it's starting to hurt.
close your
And it's
eyes.
because I've been
I thought
well, to be
I,
fair,
I thought you swordsman people stay focused and twiddle your swords all the time.
in the real world, Mr. Dag, I've been pulling all-nighters all this week, and I'm surprised I'm not dead yet.
Hey, I've been pulling all nighter and I haven't hardly sleep. So if I can do it, you can do it.
You have an excuse though. You don't have to work and go to school though,
Bullshit.
like I do.
I had to do all that while I was working, and you don't see me whining, crying about
Now
it.
you don't, though. Now you don't.
Even though if I was still working back then, I still didn't. I still had to pay the piper.
All right, we'll see.
By the way, if you
But I
get, by
will.
the way, if you're gonna be doing this, should we just tell them that the long hour broadcast, it was gonna be 24 hours, but now we're doing 8 hours, because if you're gonna do this, how are you gonna expect to do an all nighter?
Well, let me. Like I said, I'm gonna do this until I graduate, and by that time, I'll be better focused on it.
Yeah, I still think you need energy drinks on top of that.
We'll see. We still got a bit of while way to go.
Yeah, another month or so.
Who knows?
By the way,
But yes,
I'm sure everyone wants to know about this, but would you join me for a Resident Evil 4 remake Let's Play?
yes. When is it?
Let me look that up real quick because I forgot when it's coming out. Yeah, I know it's next month, but I don't know the specific date. Let's see. Give me a second. Let me type it in. Let's see. Remake. All right, just hold on. I'm looking it up. Okay, so it comes out March 23rd.
Oh, yay.
Oh, and real quick, I just thought I'd add this, but if you guys want to see it, which I think we're gonna do this anyway, but it is the weekend, so I'm just gonna put it out there and click the link below and follow us or whatever you can. But would you consider playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with me again tomorrow or something?
I'll have to look at my schedule because I have a lot going on tomorrow, but I will let you know.
Even on Saturdays? I thought you're basically you're not doing anything on the weekend.
This weekend, I have a lot going on.
Oh, really? Oh, family or something like that?
Both
Oh.
family and school. Yeah.
Well, there's still always the nighttime, and no, I'm sure you're gonna be sleeping good tomorrow. And knowing this whole thing, I'm sure you would do well. And we need to get Sweet Tooth on here again.
Agree.
Agree. No, I mean, come on. We need to. If I have to, at some point, I will buy his subscription and his own copy of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe if he won't do it himself, and he will play it.
We will see, my good sir. We will see.
We will good see. But yes. Um any final words before we conclude this broadcast? Is there anything last thing you want to say?
Nope. I'm good.
Like nothing at all?
Not really.
Okay. Well, I think that's good for me as well. Yeah. Uh do you want people to know what you do over your channel and your own Twitch kind of thing? You want to tell people that? You want to tell the viewers what you do on my
At
end?
the moment, probably nothing because I've just been very busy with other stuff. So,
Well, I mean, yes, but after that though.
mm, just whatever I feel like streaming. I'm not a lot of video games, but
We're we're
eh,
we're, we're
I can't
gonna
think of anything right now.
we'll talk about that at some point, and hopefully we can make some changes. But yes, we might have more people coming to this chat and doing other stuff. But other than that, I think we would have to end this. So I will put my comrade's description down below, and I'm sure he'll be doing the same for me.
I shall.
Yes, it's all about support one another. It's all about support.
Agree.
So yes, so I did break my own policy, but that's the one time only. It's not gonna happen again. So I can imagine I'm gonna get a bunch of hate crimes on the comments down below. It'd be like, oh, you're a Biden fan. Oh, you're gonna be. I could see it happening. I could see it happening.
We'll just have to wait and see.
I'm just saying right now, the way this whole world's going, I can see it happening. Last note, I just decided to say this, but it's gonna happen. I already know it's gonna happen, and I'm sorry for those who disagree with me or whatever. But this is the one time I'm gonna mention this. But everyone has the right to say what they want to say, and if you don't like it, then I don't know. It's just learn to, rise above hate, like John Cena's shirt says. That I can agree with. Rise above hate.
Mm.
Hey,
Anyway,
I like how you're laughing over there, even though you're on this thing too.
eh.
And with all this conversation, you're live too, so you should be getting the same comments as me. So I don't know why you're laughing.
That may be true, sir. That may be true.
But you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna do this real quick. But if you like this content, please do follow me on